Defensive lines, fire breaks or asset protection zones. In this edition of our Keeping Farmers Farming video, we'll be talking about what fire breaks are about and why they are a critical line of defence, when you should start to prepare, understanding the daily fire danger ratings and when to prepare for the worst, and who to speak to if you need support. So what are fire breaks and what are they all about, and why are they a critical line of defence? Put simply, fire breaks are areas that are cleared of vegetation that act as barriers between a bushfire and your assets, which could be a building, your crops, or your livestock. We all remember the devastation that fires can bring and the speed in which they can travel, destroying anything and everything in their path. Fire breaks play a vital role in slowing or stopping the spread of bushfire. They provide safer access for firefighting vehicles entering the property, and in the case of a safe zone, they can help shield and protect your livestock. They can also create a buffer zone between your property and your neighbour's property. As a farmer, your income depends on your crop, your livestock, and putting in place risk mitigation measures such as fire breaks can help protect your livelihood from the threat of a fire on a neighbouring property. So when should you start to prepare? It's already hot, it's already dry, and conditions are likely to deteriorate. That is why, as critical lines of defence against the risk of bushfires, farmers are encouraged to act now, to create fire breaks on the property in order to be farm safe and bushfire ready ahead of this hot, dry summer that we're already facing. Most grazing operations will have small to medium holding paddocks, which are heavily grazed and have access to water. But these paddocks aren't immune to bushfire, but when grazed or mowed properly will allow livestock to seek refuge during a bushfire in areas of the property that have not been burnt yet. So understanding the daily fire danger ratings. Take the time to understand the daily fire danger rating for your area, the actions you need to take to protect your life, your property. The fire danger rating are updated daily and available on the Bureau of Meteorology website. From now on, it's important to recognise that for these days when the fire danger rating is either extreme or catastrophic, the two highest danger ratings, it is important to prepare for the worst. For instance, on these days, I've moved my cattle to safe zones in preparation for the possibility of bushfire, knowing that if a fire was to start, it could become catastrophic. So who to speak to if you need support? You don't need to be an expert in bushfire preparedness, but it's important to prepare using the resources made available by your rural fire service. Talk to your local rural fire service about creating fire breaks if you need support in getting your property bushfire ready. Depending on where you live, you may need a permit to clear trees and shrubs, so please check with your state's rules and regulations around clearing. This information is brought to you by a specialist agricultural insurer, Acme Australia, as part of our commitment to keeping farmers farming.